Good afternoon, everyone. In the morning sessions, we learned about software-defined vehicles, that is, the impact of software on development of vehicles. So my session is more on the impact of software on the processes, on the regular day-to-day operations of the enterprise. So the Industry 4.0 is a buzzword now everywhere. So the impact of Industry 4.0 technologies on the value stream is immense, be it production management, be it supply chain, be it customer engagement and service. So that is being hugely impacted with Industry 4.0 technologies. On the similar lines, before getting into the impact of Industry 4 on the day-to-day operations, I would like to touch upon the key challenges across automotive industries, like right from the forecast-based planning. The forecasting has been one of those challenges across various manufacturers, how the forecast is done, whether it is based on seasonality or whether it's based on trends and things like that. Then comes the capacity management. Without a proper software tool in place, do you know the capacity of your equipments, of your tools? And once you know the capacity, how do you do the scheduling of those jobs and things like that? Without a software in place, it would be tremendously difficult to manage these things. Then comes the inventory accuracy, in line with capacity and scheduling. So once we know the capacity, whether we know the inventory availability of various products or various components or consumables, if we know where are those, whether it is part of our on-hand quantities and things like that. And then comes the product data management. Coming to the product data management, it would be around the DOMs, the routings, the ECO, ECR processes, the documents associated with those products, maybe specifications, maybe drawings. It would be extremely challenging without having a proper solution to manage these things. Then comes product traceability. This is again a key aspect with respect to route traceability, with respect to serialization. When there is a customer callback, how do we trace back to the supplier, manufacturer, and things like that. So without a system in place, it would be really challenging for the manufacturers to trace back to the originality of that particular component or a product. Then comes your compliance. Compliance can be anything related to ISO compliance or PPAPs, APQPs, FMEAs. How do you track those things? How do you basically, at the time of an audit, how do you present these things to your auditor and things like that? And then comes the supplier and the customer connect. So your supplier relationships, your customer relationships, managing those complaints of your customers and things like that. How do you manage those? Then comes multiple applications. So these days, companies use various applications for various areas of their business. CRM might be a different application, the ERP may be a different application, HRMS may be a different applications. How do you integrate all these applications together and have meaningful data out of it? So that is also becoming challenging. Then finally, once you execute your production orders, how do you get that real-time information from the various equipments? How do you analyze it, be it production data, be it process data, be it the CP/CPK trends and things like that. So these are generally the challenges faced across all the industries, specifically automotive industries or automotive OEMs or part manufacturers. Now let us look into those challenges. How do we going to address it from the product data management per se? So you use design softwares to design, and then the design data has to be seamlessly pushed into ERPs. How do we do that? With the help of a design link software, we can completely push the design data to production so that the time to design or the time to market can be completely reduced. Also, the errors in the entire process can be reduced. So that's how you do a complete linkage of your design software with the ERP software. Then comes the various BOMs and management of BOMs, the detailed routings, the ECR, ECO process. If you have a built-in control of these, how do you control the various stages of your ECR? And then the document attach or the document management capability as a whole. So when you come to manage these documents associated with various products, it may be drawings, it may be specifications, how do you completely manage those things with a proper product data management software in place? So this is what I spoke about, the integration of your design software with the manufacturing software, how seamlessly both the systems integrate in a bidirectional way, push the required data from design to manufacturing for further processing of the jobs in the system. So next is, so we all know about make to stock scenario, make to order kind of a scenario. There's something called make to configure to stock kind of a scenario or configure to order kind of scenario. These days, most of the things are done through e-commerce. So For example, an EV customer wants to buy a motorcycle or a scooter through a particular website or something. How do you deliver that awesome experience, buying experience? So there is something called product configurators or CPQ solutions, configure price code. The customer themselves can go to a portal, choose what variant of product they want, and once they choose, they have a ready-made real-time pricing of that product, and if they like the product, they can straight away place an order, and the entire information about whatever configurations the end customer has done will directly flow to the manufacturing shop floor to do a manufacturing out of it. So it is directly connecting the shopping cart to the shop floor. So that is another way of connecting the various information from the e-commerce platforms to the shop floor directly. Addressing the challenges with respect to forecast-based planning. It can be based on historical trends or based on the sales, past sales and things like that. How do you analyze and generate a proper forecast? And it can be statistical tools which you use when you do the forecast analysis and things like that. Once you do the forecasting, how do you manage your planning activities with a proper MRP tool in place? Whether you are able to get those purchase suggestions based on various min-max and safety and lead times put into the system, and how do you manage the entire inventory and inventory accuracy in the system, and a link to that is the traceability, the lot traceability, maybe serial traceability and things like that. Going forward, capacity management, an important tool for any planner to know the various capacities of his resources, maybe tooling, maybe missions and various skilled workforce. If he knows that, whether they are under finite capacities, infinite capacities, he could plan it better, and then you could have a better planning of the job management also, like based on the demand dates, maybe priority dates, costing, for instance, the job costing side of it, with the various resources, the 4Ms, what we call man, mission, material, and method, whether it is exceeding as per the standard costing or whether it is as per the standard costing and things like that. Then the scheduling methods. So the system gives you the flexibility to schedule the jobs in multiple ways. It can be either a forward scheduling or a backward scheduling, depending upon the planner, depending upon the shop floor conditions, depending upon your supply chain conditions, mission reliability, you can choose those things. System will automatically allocate these jobs according to those priority dates. Then finally, once the jobs are scheduled, how do we understand the priorities? How do we have that complete Gantt chart visualization for a planner to control those things with respect to various resources? Also, priority changes can be an important aspect. The what-if scheduling kind of thing, you can change the schedule, understand the impact of the jobs, and then do a rescheduling and things like that. Then once you have scheduled the jobs, how do you pull the data from the shop floor directly without a manual intervention, and how do you get that real-time information, maybe related to OE, that is availability, efficiency, and rejection side of it, and then maybe with respect to process parameters, which will have to be controlled on a real-time basis, impacting your various parameters and reducing your rejection rates and things like that. So you can have trends on SPCs, SQCs, then you can have the POCA-OK controls for especially assembly lines, then the digital work instructions, which basically helps the operator in a guided way to do what next in an assembly line, and with various device integrations, like it may be sensors, maybe vision sensors, maybe gauges. You can integrate those sensors, get the information, what is required, and once you get those information, analyze those information with digital twins, add-ons, BI tools, and things like that. So with key metrics, you can have informed decisions done with real-time information into the system. Finally, I spoke about multiple applications. So when you have multiple applications in place, it is important to integrate them with a simple way. So how are we going to do that? What is the platform to do that? And things like that. So if I want to say something on the integration strategy, which people are talking about in the year 2025, most of the organizations would definitely should have a strategy of integrating multiple applications, because these days applications or softwares are designed for specific functions. So an organization cannot have single software for all their activities. So they have to develop a strategy, basically, to integrate applications or a proper platform to have those integrations done. For that, we have a platform which can integrate applications, which can automate certain RPAs, that is, redundant tasks can be automated using that. The entire platform should be more or less simple, intelligent. Enablement should be simple. It should be of a low code and a cloud-ready solution. Finally, summarizing entire things, you can start from anywhere. You can have an ERP solution. You can have multiple applications integrated to that. It can be like the CPQ solution, which I spoke about, or a financial analysis or a forecasting tool, or a CAD link application. So whichever complementing solutions, wherever you want to integrate, you can integrate those things whenever you require, and the entire digital transformation can be achieved through these solutions for the manufacturing and the supply chain and the various value streams across any organizations. So that is what I wanted to present you today. Thanks for the opportunity. Thank you for ETAuto for giving this opportunity to share my thoughts.